Yo, welcome back to another episode of Tough Love, Truth Hurts. I'm your host, P, and this is the podcast where we hold people accountable by way of tough love, And today I have a very good topic for you guys, a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. And, you know, it's just a topic that in a discussion that needs to be had. Um, the first thing that I want to start off saying is my condolences go to Gillie the Kid, Wallow, and their family for the loss of his late son, YNG Cheese. That is not his government name, but that is the name that he goes by. He was a up and coming rapper, and like I said, more importantly, the son of Gillie the Kid, the host and owner of $1 million worth of game, and very tragic. As y'all may know or may not know, uh, I come from Philadelphia. Grew up here my whole life, minus a few years where I went away to school. But all my family is here, all my friends are here, and this is something that we've all had to deal with for a very long time. The culture here has been this way for a very long time. We have had the title of murder capital on more than one occasion, and this year is no different. 2023, we rank in the top 10 of most murderous and dangerous cities. We are at the top of that list. We are number one. It's not nothing to be proud of, but I just want to put that out there, and so that way y'all have a point of reference to understand where I'm coming from with this message. Like I said, Gillie's son just recently passed away a couple days ago, and it's been tough, man. It's been tough. I don't know him personally. I don't know Gillie the Kid or Wallow personally, but it still hit very close to home. And at this point, I'm just tired of it. And I know a lot of people out there like me, and they're tired of it too. It's really a shame that this is where we are as a culture. This isn't just happening in Philadelphia. This is happening in most major cities around this country. And at this point in time, it's just become too much. It's sickening. You know what I mean? It's devastating. It's disgusting. It's demoralizing. And I was having a conversation with my cousin over the weekend about where do we go from here and what exactly does this mean for black culture. And I'm gonna be totally honest with what I said to my cousin. My cousin, he tries to be very optimistic about these things, and I can understand that. I truly do. And I want to be positive about it too, but year after year, it's it's the same thing happening, and it's getting worse. This culture, man, I don't know where we go from here. But what I do know is that something has to change. Something has to change. And it's going to take the community to come together in all of these places. And when I say community, I'm talking to us as a whole, as black people, you know. Um, one of the things that I one of the things that I think we need to start addressing is this music. I grew up on it, and when I say music, I mean hip hop. This culture, this hip hop culture, this black culture, and what I like to call nigga culture. Black culture and nigga culture are two different things. And for a second there, I was combining it all: hip hop culture, black culture, and nigga culture, you know? And I had to realize that it's not all the same. We're not all the same. We're not a monolith. You know what I mean? And what I don't want to do is degrade anybody from these inner cities, because like I said, I'm one of your own. I come from that place. My circumstances growing up were not the best, and they damn sure wasn't the worst. But nevertheless, I grew up in these same communities that are being affected by the turmoil that we're talking about today, you know. Um, so I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion downing my people. I'm not attempting to do that. But what I am attempting to do is give you some tough love and a wake up call. And I'm at that stage in my life where I'm starting to elevate my mind, you know, and things affect me differently than they did in the past. Some of these things I could just write off, or, you know, if it wasn't affecting me personally, you know, it is easy to push to the side and worry about yourself. But the older I get, I'm realizing that this is the world that we're leaving to our children. And it's not just about me. You know, it's not just about the people that I know and I care about. I'm affected when this type of stuff affects anybody. It doesn't matter race, color, creed, religion, any of that. I'm affected by what I deem to be genocidal culture. And that's what this nigga culture has become. And I can't sit back and just watch it take place any longer without giving my 2 cents, you know. And also my actions. I have to practice what I preach, and I fully intend to do so. So with that being said, let's get into these topics, man. Let's first separate black culture and nigga culture. I would like to believe that I represent black culture at this point in my life. Maybe at one point in my life, I represented nigga culture because I identified with hip hop and thought that that's what being black was about. But like I said, as I grow and I look around and I look at the great examples that I have been given in my life, I know that there's a difference. My family members, my ancestors, and just men that I seen in my community. When I was coming up, it was not this. There were rules put in place. There were people to hold people accountable. There were real OGs. Real OGs. These days, man, you got OGs that's 20. You know, the blind leading the blind. You know, you got a kid that's 16 or 17 looking up to somebody that's 20, and nobody knows what to do. Everybody's staring everybody in the wrong direction. And that's where I believe that this thing starts. And I'm not just gonna put it all on the youth because, you know, as an older black man at this point in my life, well, let me not say older. I'm in my early 30s. So I'm not even gonna act like I'm, you know, I'm some old man, because I'm not. That's just the reality of the situation. But what I will say is that at this point in time, I firmly believe that the OGs that's out here today, they scared of the youth. They are they scared of the youth. In this city, I'm gonna just speak about Philadelphia because that's where I'm at. Well, that's not where I'm at, that's where I'm from. I moved to Jersey about 2 years ago. But like I said, I'm in Philly a lot. That's where all my family is, that's where all my friends are. So I frequent Philly quite often. At least a few times a week. And what I'm gonna say is this: we have lost control of the youth. In this city, a majority of these murders are happening by people who are 21 and younger. And I'm gonna take it even further. A bigger percentage of that is teenagers, right? Teenagers. And what I'm gonna say is that you know, the 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 older generation, the elders, not all of them, but a lot of them, they failed these kids, particularly the parents. They have failed these children. And some might say, well, they were failed. by the people who came before them. And what I'm going to say about that is that we can't stay in this cycle of passing the buck. At some point, yes, those things are true. But at some point in time, we have to draw a line in the sand and say no more. We have to. We have to say no more. Not on my watch. Now, I totally understand why the OGs and the people from the elder generations have they fell back at this point because they feel like they don't have a win in this situation. And I would have to agree to a certain extent. But this, what I'm talking about here, is going to take a level of sacrifice that most people aren't willing to make. But this is what I see as the only option to correct this issue. I do not have all the answers, but this is just my 2 cents. Like I said, I want to be that change that I'm talking about, and I want people to join me on that journey. And it's going to require a level of sacrifice that a lot of people just not willing to make. See, we've adopted this thing in the black community that is mind your business. Mind your business. If it ain't affecting you and yours, you just mind your business. And I'm here to say that that is going to be our downfall. That's truly going to be our downfall because it takes a village. And one person standing up to the dysfunction, to the genocide, that ain't going to work. It's going to take a collective of people. And it starts right at home. And what I mean by that is we have to hold our people accountable. You have to hold your children accountable. Now, these OGs out here right now, half of them don't care. And then the other half, like I said, they scared of these kids. And for good reason. You know, you try to approach one of these kids these days with a message or something like that, and they going to get disrespectful. But that's not where the fear lies. Forget being disrespectful. These kids will kill you. Some of these kids will kill you for saying something about them or trying to check them about something that they doing wrong. Now, just imagine, little Johnny live on your street, right? Everybody in the neighborhood know he Freddy Krueger Jr. He doing his best impersonation of John Wick. This kid might have 2-3 bodies under his belt. You know, in the neighborhood, know. The mama know, the grandmother know, so on and so forth, right? But we won't hold this person accountable. We won't step to them, right? Because we know it might not end well for you or him. See, in some of these situations, you got to be willing to kill or be killed. It's a shame to say that that's what it's come to, but that's what it is. By your own tribe. But at some point, we got to pick the bad apples out of the bunch because they spoiling it. How can kids play in these cities? How? And once again, let me just circle back real quick because a lot of y'all gonna say, damn, you trying to hold black people accountable. You trying to hold these niggas accountable, but you not holding accountable, you know, the government officials and the systematic racism that has put us in these positions. We got a whole nother video for that. Right now, I'm addressing the man in the mirror. And that man in the mirror is us. You understand? That man in the mirror is us. We got to take accountability first. We have to. There's no other way around it. That's just the reality of the situation. We can't keep leaning on excuses and looking outside of the community for solutions. The solutions is going to come from right here inside of the community. That's where it's going to come from. And there's nothing that nobody could tell me to change my opinion about that. We want to protest and go at cops about, you know, killing black people and this, that, and the third. And I'm here for it. Let's do that when the time when it's called for, right? We super reactionary, but we have nothing to say. We don't do no marches. We don't do no fundraisers. We ain't doing nothing when it's a black person killing another black person. And that infuriates me. The term Black Lives Matter. It at this point has become a joke. And it's become a joke because, like I said, when it's black people hurting black people, continuing this genocidal culture, nobody has nothing to say about it. It permeates the music, it permeates social media. This is what we glorify. And I'm here to say that is not black culture. That's nigga culture. And y'all can have that shit. You understand? Y'all can have that shit. At some point in time, we got to take this very, very, very seriously. Because where does it stop? When I'm fortunate enough to bring a child into this world, you think I want them frequenting these areas? These kids can't even go to the playground. They can't even go to the playground. It's women and children being killed in Philadelphia at a disgusting rate. Just the other day, somebody shot up a car with a man, his mother, and his child inside of that. Back in the day, you see somebody with their mother or their child, you gave them a pass. What happened to the rules? And once again, I don't even think you should be killing that black man. But at the end of the day, shit, give his mother and his child a pass at least. You that bloodthirsty? You hate your own people that much? Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? The men that raised me didn't raise me to be a genocidal, self-hateful type of a person. These same guys that have turned a gun on someone that look just like them are terrified of the police. Some of y'all don't want to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. You feel me? And I'm not advocating for them to do something to the police, but what I'm saying is, if you could have regard for a person with a badge who 9 times out of 10 don't give 2 shits about you or where you from, don't understand your struggle or anything like that, but you quick to turn the gun on somebody that look just like you. You quick to disrespect somebody that look just like you. And that's all coming from a place of self-hate. Right now, I'm talking to the men and the boys. We got to stop this. We got to stop this. Nothing about this is funny. Listen. Mamas, grandmamas, uncles, aunts, daddies, we got to do better. We got to step up to the plate. If you know Lil Johnny is a murderer, hey, man, you're going to have to turn him in. You're going to have to. You're going to have to, because you know what's going to happen when that goes unchecked? He being a little menace in the neighborhood. Listen, we need to get to him before they even start thinking about picking up a gun. You understand? But once they get to the point of taking a life, there are consequences for your actions. And you took another black person off this earth. At some point in time, we got to stop being our own worst enemy. And like I said, it starts at home. It starts at home. We got to hold these kids accountable. We got to hold these suckers accountable, because that's what they are. We got to hold this music accountable. It's brainwashing us. It's brainwashing us. We have the worst of us on display for the world. Our women look horrible, trash. Our men, our boys look horrible, trash. The way we carrying ourselves out here, trash. And it's the niggas. It ain't all of us. Now I know we took that word and made it a term of endearment. And I'm not here to that's a whole nother topic for another day. I'm not even going to try to attack that. But what I'm saying is that this nigga culture projects the worst of us. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. Honestly. Honestly, it's embarrassing. And I don't want to be a part of it no more. I don't. I wish I could just listen to rap music and be able to and come up with the excuse. Oh, let's separate it. It's just entertainment. It's just this. Why can they make the Matrix or the Terminator? These are in John Wick. These are movies that glorify killing. But for some reason, people look at those forms of entertainment as just entertainment. They able to separate that this is entertainment. You understand? Now, don't get me wrong. There are some outliers out there. We got mass shooters and school shooters who maybe they are influenced by these video games and these movies, right? But we have a bigger problem at hand in the black community because those people not dying at the rates that we dying at. For some reason, we taking this shit and this music a little bit too seriously. We need to start holding these music labels accountable, these artists accountable, these platforms accountable that's in charge of promoting this to our youth. These white kids, they consume the music and spend more money on the music than black people do, but they're not out here doing the same things that black people are doing. We have a serious problem here. And it, like I said, it starts at home. Listen, I feel for these black mothers that's trying to raise these black boys by themselves. And that's why I'm calling on men in general, black men specifically. We have to come together. And you might have to be a father, metaphorically, to another black child in your community. You have to be an example for these kids. We have to stop ignoring them. We have to stop ignoring them. We got to grab these kids up, man. We got to. We just got to. And I'm sorry I'm on my soapbox, y'all, but I'm passionate about this topic because I'm tired of seeing it. And I know we so much better than this. I know we are. We just need to, we got to right this ship somehow. And it ain't going to happen overnight, but we got to start somewhere. You don't climb a mountain all at once. You go one step at a time. And this is the first step, and that's accountability. Accountability, black man. Accountability, black woman. Want more for yourself. Love yourself. Love your neighbor. Do I expect the world to be perfect and this culture to be perfect? No, I don't expect that. But what we doing to ourselves, it's a crying shame. We killing ourselves at a ridiculous rate. We got black murder, right? We got black murder. We got poor diet and lifestyle, right? We got promiscuous, the celebration of promiscuous behavior. We got a crazy generational divide. And it seems to me like we got a gender war going on all at the same time. Now, if this ain't a plan, I don't know what to call it, y'all. If this ain't by design, I don't know what to call it. But is we gonna keep being sheep and blindly walking, sleepwalking into off the cliff into our own demise, or is we gonna wake up and do something about it? Everybody's so ready to ride on the white man when he do something to us. But I'm here to tell y'all, look, we making it easier. We are desensitizing the American population to think that this is what we are. So when something happens to us, they almost looking at it like, well, they looking at that nigga culture to say maybe they deserved it. When you carry yourself with respect, you're gonna get a different result. When all they promote is black negativity and not black excellence, Think about that cop who don't have experience with black people. He automatically thinking he walking up on a nigga and not a black man. He walking up on a black whore and not a black woman. And we got plenty of examples, y'all. Now, like I said, I ain't perfect and I ain't claiming to be. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't enjoy listening to rap music from time to time. But what I will say is that I'm taking accountability and I'm realizing that I'm supporting something that is pushing black genocide. And at some point in time, I'm I'm responsible as well. We feeding this cash cow, right? We got to stop this. We got to stop this. We the only genre of music that's promoting genocide of our people, whore behavior, just degenerate behavior in general. Why country artists don't make this type of music? Why pop artists don't make this type of music? Why rock and roll artists don't make this type of music? Now I know rock got a shaky history. It is really not even a thing no more. But we are this hip hop thing. It's the only place where this is acceptable. Them white people would not go for this being played on a radio stations. They wouldn't go for it. Trust me. Let's take it a step further. What about social media? When I look around, all I see on social media is black dysfunction. A bunch of blind leading the blind. Women half naked, shaking ass all over the place, got kids. Shit, they holding the kids twerking. They twerking in front of the kids to make a video. To make a video. You got black men on there promoting death. You got black men on there promoting promoting just degrading behavior. Stuff that they mamas wouldn't be proud of. You feel me? That's what we promoting. Drug use. Every nigga got a lean cup. Every nigga got a pack of backwoods and rolling a blunt. And why you putting it on social media? Because all it's doing is making people think that this is all of us. This is all of us, and it's not all of us. You feel me? You feel me? But at the end of the day, man, we got a lot of cleaning up to do. We got a lot of cleaning up to do. You feel me? And my thoughts is all over the place right now because I'm emotional. Like I said, we just had a big loss in the city, man. You know, we got a positive figure in the city that's done a lot for this city. You know, his son just got taken away from him. His son just got murdered for no reason at all. Someone in the streets or nothing like that, man. You know, and it's just disgusting. And this is happening every day here. It's happening every day here. But, you know, a celebrity losing a child to get your attention a little bit more than just a random John Doe, you know, losing a life. And that's unfortunate in itself, you know. But I just want better for us. And I hope that you want better for us. And I hope that y'all ready to come together, man. I really have some good ideas, and we're going to talk about them more in some upcoming videos. But I just wanted to put this message out there to say we got to do better, and we got to hold each other accountable. And we can do a better job at this. You know, black people, we are the salt. We are the salt of the earth. You know, we give everything flavor. How about we use our superpowers for something positive? How about we start promoting the positive things that black people are out here doing? Because there's tons of black people out here doing massive positive things. But we just got to have a change in our mindset, man. We got to understand that it's all going to fall on us. When you get to that courtroom, young boy, and you go up there with all your excuses, you ain't had no dad, you know, you got mental health problems, or you come from a bad environment and this, that, and the third, judge gonna bang that gavel and say life. He don't care. So we can't keep making excuses for ourselves. If you run up in a store right now and rob it, and you go to court and the judge say, you know, do you want to take the stand? Do you want to speak your piece? And you get up there and say, oh, judge, I ain't have a father. I had a rough upbringing. My kids was hungry at home. I had to do it. Bangs gavel. 20 years. You don't care. Now who providing for your kids? Now who? So like I said, man, this is just my wake-up call to the culture, man. I hope y'all feel me. I hope I ain't bore y'all to death. I hope that this message reaches the ears that it's supposed to reach. And even if I make one of y'all think, that's good enough for me. One person at a time, you know. But like I said, man, let's up the ante as black people. Let's require more of each other. Let's get out of this dysfunctional trance that we in, where we can't love, trust one another. Where we saying we ain't wifing these broads. Let's promote family. Let's promote the nuclear family. Let's start reversing some of this bullshit that they got us on. Let's practice healthy habits. Let's eat better. Let's think better. Let's do better. You know? Let's stop shaking ass constantly, like, you know. And that's another thing I want to touch on, man. Look, all this twerking and provocative dressing shit we got going on, ladies, listen. Are you leading with that because that's all you have to offer? Because that's what it looked like. If you smart, how come you don't showcase that? If you funny, showcase that. You can showcase your beauty in a classy way. You got little girls looking up to you. You are molding the next generation of women. Hold yourself accountable. Stop thinking money, attention, and popularity justifies everything, because it don't. It don't. And one day you're going to have to pay for that. One day you're going to have to pay for that. We all going to have to pay for the things that we do, but, you know, let's be better examples. And I'm going to leave this right here. I'm going to leave this talk right here with y'all, man. Look, it's tough love, truth hurts. And keep rocking, keep supporting, man. I'm out of here.